So when you're looking to actually turn double play, footwork is essential, as it allows you to adjust to the play and really adapt to what's thrown your way. You're not always going to get the same feed, although it's really nice to have it. When I'm approaching the bag, I still want to approach at speed, but I want to break down. So I'm taking short shuffling steps. That way I can react to whatever is thrown at me. Ideally, the ball would be here on my glove hand side, and as I'm coming up, so I'm running up, I'm shuffling my feet, I'm planting behind the bag, I'm kicking the back as I come over and get ready to throw. Alright? So I come up, feed, kick, and this way you clear the base path, you clear the runner. If you step on this side of the bag or you kick this side of the bag, you're much more likely to hit the runner who's going to be sliding into the bag. This way, you get out of the runner's way, you establish some distance between yourself and the bag, and it makes a clear throwing line over to first base. If the ball happens to be on the inside, you can adjust and just step with your left foot and then step and throw over that way. Alright? It's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be a great feed. When you're coming up and say the ball is high, you want to plant on the bag and then come down and land on the bag, because most of the time you're going to be taking off. You don't want to come from either side. It helps you know where the bag is. So I'm planting and then I'm landing right back down on the bag, as opposed to jumping from either side and trying to find it. And that also allows you, planting with one foot, to step and get out of the way, because there's still a guy going to be sliding in here. He's not just going to back off just because he sees that you're making a play off the bag. Alright, so all the way through, this is an ideal feed here. So I found my right position, see the ball's hit, come across, shuffle my feet, kick the bag and throw. Alright, we'll go one more time. Ball's hit, come across. Whoa. Alright. You really want to make sure that your hands are nice and close on this. You're not catching with one foot out, or one arm out I should say, and making the throw. You really want to make sure that you're allowing for that transfer to be nice and quick. Alright, and then on the inside, since the throw is only 90 feet, it doesn't necessarily need to be, you don't need to get your whole body behind it. You can do your real quick throw. So I'm coming up, stepping, and just throwing it like that. Alright, still making sure that I'm still far enough away from the bag that I'm establishing a clear throwing lane between me and first base. Right? There's also times when it's not going to be an ideal double play situation. You're going to have to really make sure you get this lead out so you turn into a first baseman. So I'm coming up to see my teammate has bobbled it. I see my teammate has bobbled it. I'm stretching off and I'm making sure that I get this first out. This lead out, alright? So you're pretty much turning to a first baseman. You're making sure you block anything that comes your way, but you're really stepping there and getting off, because you want to make sure that you're not getting bleeded at the end. Alright? On the flip side, as a second baseman, the footwork's a little bit different. My ideal approach, I want to come up and I want to make sure that my left foot is on the base. I really want to be here ready when my partner at short over at third base throws it to me. Because as I receive it, I'm pushing off with my left foot and rocking back onto my right and then opening up with my left so I can make the throw over to first. Alright? So I'm coming up, shuffling my feet and step and throw. The reason you want to be on the bag before you receive the ball is so that you're not catch, step, and back. You're almost pushing off as you receive the ball. Alright, this will shave critical seconds off your time, because that guy's going to be chugging over to first. Nobody wants to get caught in double play. Alright, on the flip side, if the ball is a little bit farther on this side of the bag, you can still, if you're here early, you can step across the bag and you can still make the throw over to first. Because that way, you're here, you step off, plant with your right, throw a few left, right there. So it's still just as fast either way, but you're ideally looking to push off as you're catching the ball. Most umpires, they're going to see that you have an established place on the bag and they won't call it. Say I leave early right here, they're still going to call that an out most of the time, unless they're really nitpicky, but it still happens. All right, so you really want to make sure, again, you're coming up, breaking down, and turn. All right. You can also gain a little bit of ground as you're stepping farther back at an angle with your right foot. But either way, it's just about getting off the bag and getting a clear throwing lane established.